Annual reports about the star's health and financial records have been granted by the court who is presiding over the conservatorship case of American Pickers alum Frank Fritz, according to Sun, which can share this information exclusively. Following a catastrophic stroke that occurred on July 14, 2022, Frank, who was 59 years old at the time, was put under conservatorship. According to the court documents, Sun is able to tell in an exclusive manner that the judge who is monitoring the conservatorship has given his approval to the most recent yearly report submitted by the conservator and guardian. Frank's conservator and guardian are in charge of overseeing his roughly $6 million wealth, while he continues to recuperate from the health issues he has been experiencing, according to a source who had previously informed Sun. The conservator and guardian, on the other hand, have run the possibility of being removed from the conservatorship on almost 2 separate occasions due to their failure to submit the yearly reports by the deadlines. It was most recently discovered that Frank's conservator Midwest One Bank, also known as his guardian Chris Davis, did not submit an annual report that was due on November 12, 2023. Both Chris and Midwest One Bank are now free to go on with their lives. Francie's right to conservation. On August 18, 2022, Frank's pals submitted the paperwork necessary to make an emergency appointment for a temporary guardian and conservators. At the time of the filing, the United States Sun reported that Mr. Fritz's decision-making capacity is so impaired that he is unable to care for his own safety or to provide for necessities such as food, shelter, clothing, or medical care, without which physical injury or illness may occur. This was due to the fact that Mr. Fritz had suffered a stroke. In the papers filed with the court, it was stated that Mr. Fritz's decision-making capacity is so impaired that he is unable to make, communicate, or carry out important decisions concerning his own financial affairs pertaining to his own financial affairs. Frank's financial matters will be managed by Midwestone Bank, which has been designated as the conservator. His longtime friend, Chris, who has been assisting him in decision-making since the stroke, was the person the petitioner asked to be his guardian throughout the petitioning process. Expensive restoration. In light of the fact that Frank is still recovering from the health issues he has been experiencing, Midwestone Bank submitted an initial plan that included his monthly expenditures. On a monthly basis, Frank's costs amount to $28,292, with the bulk of his budget being allocated to in-home health care, which amounts to a total of $22,832. Even though Frank isn't making any money from American Pickers since quitting the program, a source said that the star shouldn't let his $273,984 in yearly healthcare costs get in the way. According to the source, he has his store in Savannah, Illinois, and he sells there. In addition, he has a huge farm with all of his animals and other possessions. The source said that he is set since he has items that are worth $1 million and can be sold. According to the source, Frank is the owner of 40 motorbikes and 4 automobiles, the most of which are for sale. On the verge of repair. Since the day he was discharged from the hospital on September 6, 2022, Frank has been in and out of rehabilitation facility on several occasions. When Frank returns home from the rehabilitation center, the ramps and handles that were erected in his Iowa farmhouse are ready for him to use. The court documents state that Frank's guardian will help him with his physical therapy for Crohn's illness, as well as with cooking, food shopping, and getting Frank to any activity he feels up to, among other things. On May 14, 2010, Frank purchased his house for a total price of $130,000. In addition to having 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, the farmhouse has a total area of 1,660 square feet and is situated on 0.79 acres of ground. A basement, a barn, a shed, and 3 garages are all included in the property. When Frank bought the next property in 2013, he paid $25,000 for it, which was situated on 0.34 acres of ground. In 2015, he constructed a warehouse on the site that is 3,240 square feet in size. This warehouse is used to store a number of collectors' vintage bikes and antiques that he has acquired throughout the course of his collections.